Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Get Admitted MD channel, where I will discuss various topics in medicine including anesthesia, the tedious medical school admissions process, and more. With the medical school interview season in full swing and the residency interview season just getting warmed up, I wanted to make this video to help address an interview question that will most likely come up on the interview trail, whether or not you're interviewing for medical school or for residency. Before I get into the question, be sure to hit that like button, and while you're at it, click that subscribe button as well so you can see when I post a new video. Despite all the interview questions I've seen and heard of over the years, I still believe the hardest question is, please tell me about yourself. I've heard from many students that this is often the hardest question to prepare for, and they don't often know how to answer it. So the first thing to address with this question is, why is it hard? While it would seem like a simple question, it is often the hardest one to prepare for a couple of reasons. First, it is hard to know what the interviewer wants and doesn't want to hear about. Do they want to hear about where you are from and where you have been up to this point in your life? Do they want to know what you do in your free time? Well, I would say a little bit of both and more. So let's dive into how to approach this question. When preparing for this question, I advise you to take a chronological approach. What I mean by this is start with where you were originally from and then move to what you are currently doing. For example, when I was interviewing for medical school, I would start the answer by saying, my name is David Janicek, and I'm originally from Bettendorf, Iowa, a small town on the Mississippi River between Illinois and Iowa. I am currently finishing up my degree in integrative physiology at the University of Iowa, and I look forward to hopefully starting medical school next year. At this point, I would transition more into what I like to do for fun. Adding a couple of hobbies to this answer will give them more insight into you as a person, and may even strike up conversation with the interviewers based on possible mutual interests. Now that you know how to answer, let's go over how not to answer this question. There are not many bad ways to answer this question because it is overwhelmingly open-ended. However, there are a couple of things to consider. Don't be afraid to tell them more information. I would say you should err on the side of giving them too much information rather than too little. As this question is so open-ended, it is better to put in too much detail than to leave the interviewers with a sense that they didn't really get to know you. Now, on the other hand, one mistake to avoid is just restating your entire application. The chronological approach is great to organize your answer, but this doesn't mean that you have to take them through every step of the way. There will be other times throughout the interview that you can dive into these other activities. In this question, you really just want to hit the highlights. Now that you have some clues on how to answer this question, let's put it together into how I would answer this question if presented with it. Hi, my name is David Janicek, and I was born and raised in Bettendorf, Iowa, a small town on the Mississippi River between Illinois and Iowa. I spent the last few years at the University of Iowa, where I majored in integrative physiology with a minor in business administration. When I am not volunteering, participating in research, or studying, I really enjoy staying physically active, whether that is working out or playing sports such as soccer, golf, or tennis, as well as cooking a good meal and spending time with friends and family. Coming from a small family with only one brother, I've enjoyed being able to stay close up to this point, and I hope to be able to continue that going forward, even though I know it might be harder in medical school. I hope to be able to bring these hobbies to your medical school community and maybe pick up a few more during medical school as well. As you can see, there are multiple layers to this question, and how to approach it can be a challenge. I truly believe if you incorporate these ideas into your answer, you will find it much easier to prepare for and answer during the interview process. Following this method will allow you to be more natural when you are answering this question about yourself. Well, that's all I have for now. Keep an eye out for more videos on this channel about interviewing, and as always, feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. See you next time.